As we've seen before, GeneXus Server has an associated web console that facilitates teamwork and provides developers with an overview of the KB status, statistical data, a log of commit operations, and so on. In addition, through the same console, GeneXus Server allows granting different permissions for groups and users. Permissions related to the server instance management, and permissions related to the KB hosted on the server. When the logged in user tries to execute an action over a specific KB, GeneXus Server verifies if the user has the corresponding permissions. To do this, it first checks the user's specific permissions. If the user doesn't have these corresponding permissions, it checks the permissions assigned to the group to which the user belongs. Each group and each user has a set of defined permissions that are related to the administration of the server instance. Let's see an example. From the web console, below the security node, we'll select Groups. Now, we'll select Add a Group. And we'll create a new group called World Cup Group. And we'll select the permissions enabled. The possible permissions are as follows: Publish on the server, Security Management, User Control Management, Pattern Management, Extension Management, and Total Control. In this case, we will only enable the possibility of publishing on the server, so we'll select the Publish option. Now, we'll enable the permissions over the KB itself. Each group and each user has a set of permissions related to the administration of KBs hosted on the server. These permissions are defined directly in GeneXus Server. So, now we will define the permissions of this group over the corresponding KBs. To this end, from the security node, we'll select KB Security Defaults. From the search option, we'll search for the group that we've just created. And now we'll edit it. The permissions that will be granted are as follows: View, to view the KB on the server; Update, to receive and locally integrate the changes made by other developers; Commit, to send one's changes or new definitions; View and edit documentation, to view and edit documentation on the server. We may also enable the administration of versions, security, deletion of the KB, and so on. But we've decided that these are the permissions granted to the group over the KB. You only need to associate a user to this group. So, from the same security menu, select Users, and add a new user. We'll enter the user's details and select the groups to which he or she is associated. In this way, he will have the permissions of this group. In this example, the user created would be marked with the group we've just defined. And therefore, that user will inherit the permissions defined in this group. If necessary, it's also possible to specify specific permissions for each user.